Welcome back to our final game of the night. We are in Valerie Sportsplex here in Chalmette, Louisiana. We've got the So Envious going up against the Centerfielders. This is the 2018 ASANA Softball World Series. I'm Roman Jimenez from the Cloud Sports Network, and we are good to go. Our first pitch is coming up here. That's going to be brought to you by Southland Realtors, Brandy Cross at Southland Realtors. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Knoxville area, or you know someone who is, put Brandy Cross to work for you. She will exceed your expectations because she will not be outworked. Reach her directly at 865-323-7723 or email at brandy@southlandrealtors.com. That's Brandy with an I at southlandrealtors.com. That is the sponsor of our first pitch, which is coming up here in just a second. So Envy Us will be the visitors, and the Centerfielders are the home team. So in this battle for the Southland of Southern California, we've got a Long Beach team against an LA team. So NVS is from LA, and the Centerfielders are from Long Beach. Speaking of Long Beach, they will be hosting the 2019 ASANA Softball World Series, August 27th through the 31st. You'll want to be in Long Beach then, because the host committee has already begun preparations for what may well be the largest ASANA series yet. Come battle for the beach just steps away from the Pacific Ocean. You can find out more at asanaseries.org. So it's the battle for the Southland. ASANA leagues from Long Beach and Los Angeles going at it here. I wonder if they're all Dodgers fans or Angels fans. As a Padres fan, I cry a lot. Here's the first pitch. It's a strike. Padres, who have been rebuilding consecutively since 1969. Here's a fly ball to shallow left center field, and we've got our first out. That was Segura flying out to the left center fielder for the first out. That'll bring up Spellman. Thank you. Spellman takes a pitch, goes after this one, right at the shortstop. Excellent throw across the diamond, gets her on the tag for the second out. That play goes 6-3 for 2 outs. That'll bring up Foster. And she takes the ball inside. And that ball is ball 4. So we have a 2-out walk to Foster. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter Kelly with 2 outs. So this is another D Division game, in case you were wondering. We are in the D Division. our second consecutive D Division game with a runner at 1. And here's a fly ball. Left center field. Outfielders got it. And that is the recorded out. So we've got all 3 outs here on fly balls. Well, the 2 of 3 were fly balls as Kelly flies out to left center field. So that'll bring up Zarate, Demas, and Singer coming up for this in the next half inning for So MVS. But in the meantime, Centerfielders home is the home team, the Centerfielders, and they're going to take the field now. They're going to come up to the plate now with Fernandez, Beals, and Mitchell. So we don't have a run come across yet. We have a 0-0 score. And just to give you, in case you haven't watched any of our coverage yet, just to give you an idea, each batter will step into the box with a 1-1 count. That means that they have 1 ball and 1 strike already on them when they step into the box. So if the next pitch, the first pitch they see is a ball, then they have 2 balls and 1 strike. And when they have 2 strikes, if they foul off a 3rd strike, it is not considered a foul off as you would see in baseball or in fast pitch softball. It is not just another strike where they get to keep going. It is, in fact, the 3rd and final strike of the at-bat. So it is the way that it is phrased in the softball lingo is a 1-1 count with none to give. That means there's no foul to give, no courtesy foul, if you will. So the batter is going to step into the box. So when you see me or when you hear me call a ball after the first pitch, you'll know why. When I say 2-1 count or 1-2. So Fernandez steps into the box, and here's the first pitch. That is a ball. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So it's Fernandez, Beals, Mitchell, Marquez, Worthy, Maddox. And here's a ground ball right at the shortstop. Ranges over to her right, gets the ball, ranges over to her left, and gets the out at first. Fernandez was hustling down that line, but the arm of the shortstop enough to record the out as the play goes 6-3. So I was saying it's Fernandez, Beals, Mitchell, Marquez, Worthy, Maddox, Tesler, Beals, number 2, Hurley, and Moon. And Beals takes. Goes after this one, hits a line drive right at the shortstop. So the play is 6 unassisted. And that'll bring up Mitchell. Trying to get something going with 2 outs. A little 2-out rally for Long Beach. As they're the home team here. We're in the bottom of the 1st. And there's a fly ball to shallow right center fielder. That ball has a chance to drop. It is in and out of the glove of the right center fielder. And Mitchell is aboard with a little Texas leaguer that gets out just far enough to be in between second base and right center field. These fields, as you're looking at them, are turf infields and grass outfields. So these brown marks that you see on the field, what would look like dirt cutouts, are really actually just brown turf. So the whole field, infield, is turf. There's a ground ball to third. She's up with it, gets it over to second, who does just arrive a hair late on the beautiful slide from Mitchell. So Marquez hits a hard ground ball to third. She fielded it cleanly. Threw the ball to second, she wasn't at the base yet, but that, you're not supposed to be necessarily. Just get the ball over there and let the second baseman do her job, which is what she did, but wasn't able to break fast enough, and Mitchell was able to leg it out. That'll bring up Worthy with runners at first and second and 2 outs. So a little 2-out rally going here. And she hits a ground ball right up the middle. The second baseman is up with it, fires it over to shortstop in time. And we get the 3rd out there as the play goes 4-6. A little bit of a bobble there, but a nice recovery. And the little underhand toss over to the shortstop to record the final out. So that's it. 3 outs. 2 batters reached base, but none came across, so we still got ourselves a shutout, 0-0. And so NVS will be coming up to the plate. It'll be Zarate, Demas, and Singer coming up. We've been treated to some just excellent softball today. We started the day with 2 C Division games. Then we took a break and we came back and we had 2 E Division games. And then we took another break and we came back and we had 2 B Division games. And what has struck me the most has been the passion with which these players are playing. I've been around gay and lesbian softball for 25 years, and it never ceases to amaze me how hard these players play at this level. There's so much passion out there, and these are people who aren't getting paid. These are people who are paying to play, who give up their weekends and their Saturdays on this line drive out to the outfield. That ball gets past the left center fielder on that tricky hop, and Zarati's going to round first and head to second on the stand-up double. So a great shot right up the middle. It gets past the left center fielder. That was a tricky hop. Just kind of ate her up a little bit. And the first double of the game is brought to you by the Sports Diversity Leadership Council. The SDLC is a membership organization of sports teams, leagues, and organizations, as well as corporate partners, Convention and Visitors Bureaus, Sports Commission, and individuals working together to harness the power of the sports community. There's a line drive to second base, but it gets out of the glove. She gets up with it, and the relay back to first is not in time, and now we have runners at first and second, as Zarati was not able to advance. Now, ASANA is a proud member of the SDLC, and you can find out more at sportsdiversityleadership.com. There's a line drive over to second base, and everybody stays put. We got one out there. That was Singer. That'll bring up Tomlin as one out gets recorded. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. That one is short. Called a ball. So we use a strike zone call here in the World Series. I'll explain what that means in a little bit. Ground ball to shortstop. She gets over to third to get that lead runner. And we now have 2 outs on the fielder's choice. Zarati is out. Demas gets to second. Tomlin is safe at first. So a strike zone call means that if the ball hits the plate, it is an out. There's a ground ball to second. She's up with it. Ranges to her right. Gets it and gets it over to the first baseman. So we've got 3 outs there on the play that went 4-3. That was Weeks. So we'll come back with Selman in the bottom of the next inning. Sorry, the top of the next inning. So it'll be Selman, Segura, and Spellman when So NVS comes back to the field. Now we've got center fielders. We're going to the bottom of the second. Still no runs scored. So we'll see Maddox, Tesler, and Beals. So I keep talking about this strike zone. So what that means is if the ball hits the plate, it's a ball. There is no mat behind the plate, as some of you may be familiar with when you watch recreational softball. There's no mat behind the plate. So that means that the ball doesn't necessarily have to land right behind the plate for it to be called a strike. An umpire is going to be watching this ball, and just like in baseball, if that ball has any kind of curve to it or any kind of arc to it, it may well cross the plate but land well out from behind it, but it still would be considered a strike because it caught the corner coming in. That's an adjustment for a lot of batters as they come from other leagues where if it hits the plate, it's a strike, or if it hits the mat behind it, it's a strike. So there's a line drive right into the glove of the second baseman. Maddox hits a hard line drive right to the number 4 position. That'll bring up Tesler. And we've got 1 out. Here's the pitch. Tesler goes after that first one, fouls it into the netting. That's going to be a dead ball. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes, thanks to that 1-1 count. So she comes back to the box, gathers herself, and here's the 1-2 pitch, goes after it, hits a ground ball to shortstop. She's hustling down the line. Here comes the throw. It is not in time. Hustling down the line. The shortstop did everything right. Came in, charged the ball, collected herself, got it, made a good throw. But Tesler was able to beat it out. The ball just wasn't hit hard enough, I think, for the shortstop to really make the play, and Tesler was hustling down that line all the way. We've got 1 out still. Tesler is safe at first, and we've got Beals number 2. There's 2 Beals on this team. That ball is hit out to left field, and they make the catch. Nice play by the left fielder. As we have 2 outs. So that'll bring up Hurley and then Moom. And then we flip the lineup card. And we come back with the top of the order. So here's the pitch to Hurley. It is a ball. We've got 2 balls and 1 strike. And a runner at first. There's a fly ball to right field. That ball is down. Base hit. Tessler grounds second, heads to third. Hurley stays at first, so like you're supposed to do. With 2 outs, she was running on contact and then just kept on running. Had a little hesitation there at second base. Wasn't sure she was going to take off, but she did. Followed her base coach's advice and came in, and that'll bring up Moon. So we've got runners at first and third on the corners with 2 outs. Big RBI opportunity here to break the seal. And we have a swing and a miss. Strike 2. Here's the 1-2. Oh, just missed. Good eye there. The lay off of that. So it's 2-2. Here's the pitch. Lays off of that as well. Now we've got a full count here. Pitcher was trying to get her to go fishing, but she wasn't having it. And that ball goes outside. So we now have bases loaded and 2 outs. And the top of the order coming up. That's Fernandez. She grounded out 6-3 last time, but hit the ball hard. We're in the bottom of the second, still no score, but we have an opportunity to change that here with the bases loaded. And there's a hard shot right at the shortstop into her glove. They're going to call it a catch, and it was. So the threat is averted. We still, 2 innings in, have a scoreless ball game. As Fernandez lines out again, 6 unassisted is how that play gets scored. So we'll come back with Selman batting for So Envy Us. And then it'll be the top of the order with Segura, Spellman, and Foster. So folks, we certainly appreciate your support on Facebook and YouTube. We hope you continue to comment, and we hope you to continue to like the posts. So if you've got someone playing in this game, we would love it if you'd share the video with your friends and family so they can see your friends and family playing. Again, we've got a battle for Southern California going on right here. It's a doozy. 0-0 score in the 3rd inning. So Envy Us from Los Angeles, the visitors, against the Centerfielders, who are the home team in Long Beach, as we head to the top of the 3rd. For So Envy Us, and that is Selman in the box. And she takes a ball. The ball hit the plate. That's an example of what we were talking about earlier. When the ball hits the plate, it is a ball. Little pop fly to shallow right field. That ball's going to be caught by the second baseman. Nice bit of footwork there. Tough play. But the play is an out. F4 is what we call that. Then we'll have Segura coming up. Flew out to the left fielder, now left center fielder, in her last at bat, trying to get something going. A little too deep on that pitch. And yet another ball. So we've got 3 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That one was a little short as well. And now we have a 1-out walk. So I'm looking over the score sheet, and the pitcher for So Envy Us, folks, she's only given up 2 hits. 3 hits in now heading into the 3rd inning. That is a good piece of pitching and really good defense behind her. There's a ground ball to shortstop. Oh, but the ball gets away and into the hand of the second baseman, who is able to get onto the bag, but not in time. The umpire was right there, made the call. That was a heck of a play, almost Sports Center worthy. But Segura is able to get to second, and Spellman is able to leg it out because there was no real throw over to first. That'll bring out Foster, who singled in her last at bat. Hits a foul ball off to the right side. Good idea there, trying to maybe advance those runners. And her Just natural swing, a little bit of power there. Going to have to make an adjustment now with 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one comes inside, and she sends it over to the right side anyway. Kind of inside outs there. That's her best imitation of Derek Jeter, but gets the out at second. Here comes the throw at home, and it is dropped. The ball was in time, but the ball came out of the glove. She was not able to secure it. And Segura has scored for our first score of the game. That is brought to you by PTS Logistics, an Atlanta-based third-party logistics provider specializing in white glove delivery service, custom fulfillment, and long and short-term warehousing and dry ice sales and distribution. Let them do a run for you. Check them out at pts-ga.com. I don't know if you can see it there, but we did have our third out recorded. It was a fly ball to third base, and that ends the inning. So 1 run scores from So NVS. So NVS 1. Home team Long Beach Centerfielders still looking for their first run. So we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll see Beals, the first one, batting the number 1 batter here, number 2 in the order, and we'll see Mitchell and Marquez. So Beals, Mitchell, Marquez. Here's the pitch. Beals sends that into the foul territory in the right side, outside of the reach of the first baseman. So Beals will live to fight another day. She got a hold of that one just a little bit late on the swing, kind of reached for it. 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. There's a single to right center to right field. That ball just does get down, and Beals is able to get to first, and we now have a little bit of a rally going here, possibly with Mitchell coming up. She'll be batting second in this inning, bats 3rd in the order. So runner at first. Here's the pitch. Mitchell goes after the first one, sends it also to right field. That one gets away from her. So Beals will round second, head to third. Mitchell's going to head to second. They're going to wave Beals home. She's coming home. Beals will stop at second. The throw in, not going to be a play anywhere. So just like that, the center fielders have tied it up and for good measure put another run at second base to try and take the lead here. And we do not have anybody out. So Marquez will come up. Here's the pitch to her. She sends a shot right up the middle. That might score Mitchell. Right center fielder has the ball quickly, though, so they will hold Mitchell at third. Marquez is aboard safely. Runners at the corner, nobody out, and that'll bring up Worthy. Now, she grounded out to second the last time. It was a ground ball that went 4-6. So she'll look to try and get a hit here with runners in scoring, with a runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch. Hits a ball again to the second baseman. That is through, though. Hit hard enough, and on that turf takes a funny enough bounce. So Mitchell will come in to score. Marquez will get to third, and Worthy is aboard with an RBI. We'll give it an RBI. Sure, it was really more of a tricky hop on the second baseman, but the end result is a run across the board. So we've got 2 now, and runners still at the corners for Maddox. And she swings and misses. So we've got 1 ball and 2 strikes, and here's the pitch. Goes after that one, sends it over to right field. Will it be caught? It is a fair ball. It was not caught. Marquez will come in. Worthy round second, heads to third. They're going to wave Worthy home. Maddox is on her horse, heads all the way over to third for a stand-up triple. They're going to hold her there. No, she's coming home. Maddox is home as well. And all of a sudden, 5 runs have scored, and NVS trails Centerfielders 5-1. That'll bring up Tesler coming up next. And So Envious is going to talk it over. Just like that, the first 5 batters have come to the plate, and all 5 of them have come in on that home run to right field. We do have it out now. That was Tesler. Beals will come up. Here's the pitch. Ball. Two balls to Beals. Number 2. There's a ground ball to the shortstop. Will it be enough? Ground ball over to then gets the out on the throw. So Beals is out as the play goes 6-3 for the second out. That'll bring up Hurley. Hurley reached in her last at bat. Hard ground ball, second base. And she does the throw over to first and makes the out as the play goes 4-3. So after giving up the first 5 batters, giving up hits, and getting all 5 of those runners in, Centerfielders goes 1, 2, and 3. So 5-1 is the score as the Centerfielders answered back. So I guess we just needed somebody to break that run seal, because all of a sudden in one inning we've scored 6 runs between the 2 teams. So now So Envious is chasing as we head into the top of the 4th inning, with them down 5-1. I will say this is a beautiful city. I love it every time I come. I will also add that at this time of the year, the bugs are aggressive. A little wasp sting earlier on my forearm. It was a treat, but nothing compared to the heat that these ladies have had to deal with the last 2 days. Takes the ball. And Zarate hits a hard shot to left center field. Rounds first aggressively, but does not decide to take it, and she holds at 1. That'll bring up Jimenez, who was also able to get on base in her last at bat. Last inning. No, 2 innings ago. So here's the pitch. Jimenez takes, it hits the plate, so we have a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1. That one is deep, 3-1. That one catches the corner of the plate, so we now have a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runner at first base. Fly ball left center field. She's underneath it. Got it. Little can of corn for her. And Jimenez is out on the play that goes F8. Zarate not able to advance because essentially the left center fielder was closer to second base than she was. She couldn't really come in on that. Singer sends a shot down the left field line and foul. Just foul. That one would have kept going for a while. Zarate was on her horse. But she heads back to second, or heads back to first. So Singer now has 2 strikes. She got quite a bit down the line herself, so it took her a second to come back. Here's the 1-2. Goes after that one, sends it foul down the right field side. So that is a strikeout. First one we've seen. And that strikeout is brought to you by Bully Proof, 100% Bully Proof if you've ever been the victim of bullying, whether it was by family, at school, or work. Find out how you can transform your thoughts at work. Find out how you can transform your thoughts and actions to strike out your bullied spirit. Find out more about their boot camps or team building workshops at 100%bully-proof.com. So with 2 outs, Tomlin was able to get a single down the left side. That'll move Zarate to second, and Tomlin is at first, and we still have 2 outs. So that'll bring up Weeks, who bounced to second her last time on. Ball there, a little short. So we have 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. And another ball, trying to nibble on that corner, not quite getting it. So we've got 3 balls and 1 strike. Comes in there and misses the inside corner. So we now have a walk that loads the bases for Selman. A pop-up to second base, but not really a pop-up. That was a good play by the second baseman to get it. And here's a another pop-up to second base that is not caught. Runner will come in. She's able to recover it, but kind of went the wrong way initially and then had to adjust. So now we've got bases loaded again. That's Tomlin advancing to third. Weeks gets to second, and Selman is safe at first for Segura, who will come up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That one is inside, so we now have 3 balls and 1 strike, and the bases are loaded. No place to put her. That one catches the corner, so we now have a full count. So it doesn't get more intense than this. Bases loaded, 3-2. Here's the pitch. Hits a ground ball to shortstop. Up with it, able to smother it, and gets it to second base for the out. So 1 run comes in, but the forced play limits the damage to that, and NVS is now trailing 5-2. So they're able to plate 1 run in that inning as we head to the bottom of the 4th. Long Beach Centerfielders still have a 3-run advantage in this battle for the Southland. And today's games are brought to you by the 2019 ASANA Softball World Series in Long Beach, California. The Battle for the Beach will be held August 27th through the 31st. You want to be in Long Beach then, because the host committee has already been doing an awful lot of work for the last several months, planning for what may be the largest ASANA series yet. Come Battle for the Beach, just steps away from the Pacific Ocean, and find out more at asanaseries.org. Here's the first pitch. The moon. She sends one to the moon, but the first baseman's underneath it and records the first out. Well, that'll flip the lineup card. Fernandez will come in, stepping into the batter's box. She's hit 2 balls to the shortstop so far. 1 was a ground ball, 1 was a hard line drive. She just picks on somebody else this time. Goes after the left fielder. Will she get it? And that ball lands fairly, so she's able to get on board with a single. Nope, she was out. My bad, she was out. That's 2 outs now. Ball was caught. Hard to see from where I'm at. Thank you, Laura Parker, for correcting me, as per usual. That'll bring up Beals number 1. There's 2 Beals in this lineup. One at the top of the order, one kind of in the middle, bottom half. This is the one in the top of the order, number 2 batter. Hits a ground ball up the middle to the second baseman, able to get over there, but not able to make a play. So Centerfielders puts a runner on with 2 outs for Mitchell, who is 2 for 2 so far in this game. Both batters coming up next are, in fact, 2 for 2. That's Mitchell and Marquez. Maybe have an opportunity to add on here. Mitchell hits a ground ball to third base, Beals is headed to second. Their throw comes into first, and it is in time. So Mitchell will not go 3 for 3 as she grounds out, and the play goes 5-3. Third base all the way over to first for the third out. So Long Beach not able to play to run, still clinging to that 5-2 lead in the battle for the Southland here at the World Series in New Orleans. Headed to the top of the 5th inning now. That'll be So NBS, the Los Angeles visitors. They are in the orange and white. So these games are 60 minutes or 7 innings, whichever happens first. If 60 minutes comes and the home team is at the plate and they are ahead, then the inning will end. If they are behind when 60 minutes hits, they will be allowed to continue the inning. That's true whether they're in the field as well. Once the inning is started, they will finish the inning regardless of time. So it's not like the clock hits and that's the end of the game. Here's the first pitch. That's Spellman. She hits a ground ball to third, up with it and over across the diamond, and she has been money today. That third baseman, as Spellman is out on the play, it goes 5-3. That'll bring up Foster. She is 2 for 2. Has hit 2 balls out to the right side. Here's the pitch. Goes after another one to the right side. That one is a foul ball. Moved her feet just a little too soon, I think, and kind of dropped the shoulder out there. Made her late on the swing. 1 out here. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Foster. Comes inside, and Foster is able to lay off. A little too deep. Here's the 2-2. Foster goes after that one. Sends it to right field. That ball gets down and just a little bit away. Not able to field it cleanly, but does get the ball, recovers nicely. And so Foster is 3 for 3. That'll bring up Kelly. Flew out to the third baseman in her last at bat. 1 out and a runner at first. So NBS needs a run here as we're nearing time. Running out of innings. There's the line drive out to the left center field. That ball is going to drop. Foster will get to second. Kelly will stay at first as the ball is fielded cleanly and gets into the infield in a timely manner. That'll bring up Zarate, who is also 2 for 2. So 1 out, runner at first and second, and the number 5 batter is up. Here's the pitch. Goes after it. Hard line ground ball to the shortstop, who's up with it into the fielder's choice. Gets it over the third, who fires it back in second, not in time. But the force out of Foster is in plenty of time, so that's the 2nd out. Kelly gets to second. Zarate is safe at first. There was no throw ever over there. But the fielder's choice results in a 2nd out. Well, that'll bring up Demas with runners at first and second and 2 down. Here's the pitch. There's another hard ground ball right at the shortstop. That one eats her up. Gets up and over the glove. And here comes Kelly rounding third, headed home. And another run has scored for the visiting team, So Envy Us from Los Angeles, as they played another run, making the score 5-3. Piece of hitting there by Demas. As Zarate moves to second, here's a ground ball to second, over to short for the 3rd out. That was Singer, as she hits into the inning-ending fielder's choice that forces Demas out at second. So it'll be Tomlin, Weeks, and Selman coming up when So NDS hits the batter's box again. But as we head into the bottom of the 5th, we will see Marquez, Worthy, and Maddox. We've been, as I've said, able to witness some really great softball here on day 2. and we've been lucky to bring it to you on Facebook and YouTube. There was one game where the power kind of cut out, so we were able to record the rest of that broadcast. We'll post that later tonight. It'll go on Facebook and YouTube here on the ASANA channels, so you'll be able to see it. It was a B division team, a game between the Ballers of San Diego and Nick's Bar and Grill of Philadelphia, and Marquez hits a bomb into center field that's going to get her all the way over to first. She was limping a little bit down the line, and so she's asking for a pinch runner to come in, and they're going to accommodate that request. So she goes back just to kind of coach first as Worthy comes up, trying to get that run back. Ground ball. Shortstop up with it, gets it over to second in time for the out. That forces Marquez, or the runner for Marquez, for the first out. Worthy is safe at first. There was no throw. That'll bring up Maddox. So as I said, we will post that game on Facebook or YouTube here in a couple of hours, and you'll be able to watch that game in its entirety. It was an incredible game. Ballers were able to run rule their opponent. But it was the subject of fantastic defense, really on both sides. There's a hard ground ball right up the middle. The shortstop kind of slides to try to stop it, not able to. And the runner is trying to take an extra base on the throw. It is not in time. And chasing that runner will result with Worthy getting to third and Maddox coming in on the back end to get to second base. So we've still got one out, runners at second and third. And Long Beach trying to pad their run a little bit, maybe get some of those runs back with Tesler coming up to the plate. She's 1 for 2 in this game so far, trying to give herself 2 for 3. Here's the pitch. Line drive left field. That is going to drop, and that will score Worthy. Maddox heads to third. She's going to be waved home. She's going to score without a throw, and Tesler will go to third as well. No, she's going to stop halfway through. Takes the aggressive turn at second, but then returns. And we still don't have any outs. We have one out. That was Marquez leading off the inning. So Tesler gets the double. That'll bring up Beals number 2 here. And that's a pop-up, shallow in the infield. The pitcher's calling for it and makes the out. So that's our second out. And that'll bring up Hurley. So 2 runs in. Makes the score 7-3. As Hurley steps in trying to bring in that extra run in from second. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, second base. Up with it. Gets it over to first for the out, and that is number 3 as the play goes 4-3. Hurley is out. That'll bring up Moon for the next inning, and then we flip the lineup card again for Fernandez. So it'll be Moon, Fernandez, and Beals number 1 coming up in the next inning. Right now we've got the bottom half of the So Envy Us lineup coming up. Tomlin, Weeks, and Selman. We will get a time check here in just a second as we head into the bottom of the 6th inning. We might run out of inning before we run out of time. So it looks like we've got about 15 minutes left. So I think we actually will run out of inning before we run out of time. These games are played just till 7 innings, so we're starting the 6th inning now. And the Centerfielders of Long Beach are leading 7-3. So this is our last broadcast of the night. Once this game is over, we will sign off for the evening, and then we'll be back again for some afternoon softball. Our first broadcast will kick off at 11. And there's a line drive right up the middle. So NVS's Tomlin is able to lead off with a single. That'll bring up Weeks. This bottom half of the order trying to get something going. Here's the first pitch. Weeks thought about it, looked at it, shuffled her feet at it, but ultimately let that ball land Goes after this one. A line drive right up the middle. Tomlin was able to hustle down to get to second in time ahead of the throw, so she's safe. Weeks is on board at first, and that'll bring up Selman. So envy us trying to get some of those runs back. That'll bring up Selman. She steps into the box here. She takes the ball. I don't think that's Selman down there. I think they've swapped out a batter for us. Number 14, not sure who that is. We'll take a look and figure that out later. Here comes a fly ball. Into the glove of the shortstop. Makes the sliding stop, but loses the throw. The ball gets over the second baseman's head, but the backup was there as that batter has flied out to the shortstop for the first out. That'll bring up Segura with runners at first and second. Pitcher's adjusting her outfield a little bit. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be inside. Segura lays off of it. Runners at first and second. One out. Here's the pitch. That one catches the corner. We've got ourselves a 2-2 count. Pops it up to the shortstop. Not going to be considered an infield fly because the shortstop had to come quite a way around to get to it. Runners stay put as Segura has popped out to the shortstop behind third base. So that is an F6 for the second out. That'll bring up Spellman, who's hit to the shortstop, hit to the third base, and in between those was able to get a base hit and get to second base, but stopped there. Here's the pitch. That ball is outside. So here's the 1-2 to Spellman. And she takes, the 3-1 to Spellman, and she takes the walk. So the bases are loaded now as Tomlin advances to third. Weeks gets to second on the walk, and Spellman is at first. Bases loaded for these visitors. So envy us, trailing by 4, and the tying runs at the plate in the number 3 batter, Foster. Here's the pitch, and another ball. No place to put her. Bases loaded. 2 outs. They're going on contact. Ground ball to second base. Up with it. Just sends the toss over to shortstop, covering on second base for the third out. So crisis averted there if you are the center fielders. Opportunity missed if you are so envy us. But the end result is a third out, no matter how you feel about it. And that'll bring up Kelly, Zarate, and Demas when we come back into the next inning. Heading into the bottom of the 6th, though, now we've got Moom, Fernandez, and Beals, and the score remains 7-3, Centerfielders. Seen some good defense in this D-Division game. Good long throws all the way across the diamond from third to first. Good hard throws from short to first, and then just good, accurate underhand tosses from short to second and second to short, and even pitcher to first, and at one point pitcher to third. So that'll bring up Moom. Singled in her first at bat. Popped out to the pitcher in her second at bat. And she will lead off the home half of the 6th inning, as Long Beach leads with a 4-run cushion. Moom wants to add to that by getting on. Takes ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Should be happy to help with a leadoff walk here. But goes after that and sends a shot into center field as Moom is able to get to first on a nice base hit. That'll flip the lineup for Fernandez, the leadoff batter. comes up. We're about 47 minutes into this game, 48 minutes into this game, so we got about 12 minutes left. Like I said, we may yet run out of inning here. Here's a pop-up to the shortstop, who does the basket catch running in on it for Fernandez, and she has now hit 3 balls to the shortstop, who makes that out unassisted. That'll bring up Beals, number 1, who also lined out to the shortstop in her first at-bat, but has since been on base twice. Hits a ground ball over in between the first and the second baseman. That will move Moom over to third as she cuts the inside of that bag. She takes a knee at second base. It looked like it was a slide, but again, that isn't dirt out there. That is actually just brown turf, so it's a little bit deceiving as to how it looks like it might be for a slide. So Moom is able to get to third. Beals will stay at second as they wisely chose not to throw to chase that runner. Moom has good speed there. So here comes Mitchell with a runner at first and third, and an opportunity to pad their lead with only 1 out. Mitchell's 2 for 3. In her last at bat, she grounded out to the third baseman. And this is a fly ball to shallow left center field. On the basket catch attempt, the ball gets away from the left center fielder. And Beals is safe at second. Moom will come in to score. And Mitchell will get to first base. So the score is now 8-3. Centerfielders over So Envy Us. Now we're getting to the point where they're just kind of adding on here, and this next at-bat for So Envy Us will be their last one as we're into the top of the 7th inning. At that point, here's a fly ball to right center field. Good throw, brings the ball in. Beals is able to advance. Mitchell does not. On the sack by Marquez. That'll bring up Worthy. Runners at first and third. And now 2 outs. Sends a fly ball to shallow left center field, and it is caught for out number 3. The 1 run comes in, and So Envy Us from Los Angeles will head back out to the field in an effort to get at least a... They're going to need 5 to tie and 6 to go ahead. A tall order as they trail 8-3 heading into the top of the 7th inning. So we have run out of innings before we've run out of time. What that means is that we're in the 7th inning, and this will be the last at-bat. We only go 7 innings here in softball. So Envy Us having a little rally chat there to try to get those bats awake, trying to summon the spirit of Jobu. As Kelly steps into the box. But will Jobu answer? We shall see. She takes the ball. Does Kelly. Here's the 2-1. Misses. No. Catches the corner. My bad. I was giving up on that pitch too soon. We have a 2-2 count now. Kelly steps back into the box. Goes after that one. Hits it in between the third and the second. The shortstop. Shortstop's up with it. Makes the throw across the diamond in time to get Kelly out. So the third baseman went for the ball, but the shortstop was able to get it and then collect herself to make the long throw all the way across the diamond on a play that went 6-3. That'll bring up Zarate, who's had herself a good game. 2 for 3 tonight. That last one was a fielder's choice. We'll see what she does here. It's a fly ball center field. Right center fielder's calling for it, makes the catch. fires the ball back in. The throw gets away a little bit, but nobody really on base to try to advance, and that's the second out. So Jimenez will come in trying to keep her team's hopes alive as we're in the 7th inning here. So NVS is trailing by 5, trying to hit a 5-run home run here if she can. Hits the ball into center field. That ball is being tracked by the right center fielder, and that goes into the glove, and that will be the ball game. That is all 3 outs that the Long Beach Centerfielders needed, and they will advance into the next round of bracket play and pushes the LA So NVS into the loser bracket. So it'll be Elimination Friday tomorrow for one of these teams as we play until you lose 2. So a good game, well called, well fought, and a little under time even, about 7 minutes. We ran out of innings before we ran out of time. So the final score, So NVS 3 and the Long Beach Centerfielders 8. We're going to sign off now from Valerie Park in Chalmette, Louisiana, just outside of New Orleans, from the 2018 ASANA Softball World Series. Today's games were brought to you by the 2019 ASANA Softball World Series, which will be handled in Long Beach. The Battle for the Beach will be on August 27th through the 31st. You want to be in Long Beach for that tournament. Find out more at asanaseries.org. I'm Roman Jimenez from the Cloud Sports Network here at the 2018 ASANA Softball World Series. We are signing off for the day. We're back again tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll be here for 8 more games, so we hope you join us. We love the fact that you did today. We love how interactive you've been. Please share these videos. We really appreciate it that you're here, and a big shout out to ASANA and all the sponsors who have made this broadcast possible. For Mitch Barnes, Laura Parker, I'm Roman Jimenez, signing off.